family. DC.
Ain't nobody gon' say nothing about me.
Letter to my daddy.
Say nothing about me. Ain't nobody gon'
How
say
y'all doing out there in New York City? I said it's my first time. Are you here or what?
nothing about me. Ain't nobody gon' say nothing about
That's more my language. What's up? Yeah, we riding dirty. Ride dirty.
As an artist, we should reflect the time.
Why you so talented?
Cause I'm black.
Why you so amazing?
Cause I'm black.
It's really important that we build characters so that people understand their story matters.
2 Chainz and I both are just really into good food.
And when you know you are royalty, you will only aim in life to be royalty.
We're doing it right now. I don't give a damn what they say about me. Yes, I called your ass out. I know I shouldn't be saying this kind of.
Shout out to Hype Magazine Network.
Shout out to the Hype Magazine Network.
Yo, welcome to a brand new installment of Hype in the Streets. I am your host, Tee Recx, with Money Matt. We have Money Matt in the building. How you doing, bro?
What up, fam? How you doing tonight, man?
Happy to be alive, man. You know how it is out here in this world.
Yeah, I see you. I see you shining right now with that "Stop Beefing Radio" T-shirt, man. Thank you very much for repping. You know, I gotta rep the hype, so we got both brands under. But yeah, man, I great to be with you, man. The first week, amazing feedback. Got a lot of people love the clips that went out and the conversation. So excited for week 2.
Yes, me too. We have a great artist coming on from the Maverick Global Distribution Team. We're doing the Maverick artist rollout on Hype in the Streets. So we'll be having City the Great on just a moment. But let's just go ahead and get started, man. See what's going on in the streets of pop culture, man. So what you been doing the last week, man, since we've been on the air?
Yeah, great question, man. You know, just been paying attention to this hurricane that happened recently in Florida. You know, thoughts and prayers to them. A lot of things going on behind the scenes. We'll get into a little later with DJ Manny Faces and the anthem we had mentioned last week. Getting that done. Had a really dope interview with an artist from California named Waka the Kid. That's going to be airing on SBR Talk Series on Monday. I know we're going to play a song later for that. And just really enjoying it, man. I know for you, been out in the streets, as they say. Got a chance to do some watch some dope performances. So what was your week like?
Hey, I got to go to Pensacola to check out the Awakening tour. Casting Crowns is a big contemporary Christian pop group, and they was the headliners of the event. And it was great, man. It was a 4.5-hour concert with just filled with faith music and just feeling the spirit, man. Like I was up in there crying and stuff, but I enjoyed it. Like I love music. I love music of all genres, and that's most of what I listen to outside of hip hop. It's something that'll soothe my soul, cause it's so much music out here that you need something to kind of settle you down and not always have you upbeat.
Now, when you go to Pensacola, Florida for that, did you already have media passes to get in, or how did you get access to the event, and then how did you learn about it in the first place?
Well, I want to give a shout out to my friends Kevin and Christy. They actually had won some free tickets to the concert, so they invited me and my wife, and we went out. We went out to eat first, and then we went to the Pensacola Bay Center, and checked out the concert. And Definitely a shout out to K Love. K Love is a Christian radio station. They was one of the sponsors for the concert, and that's how I ended up going. We ended up sitting like upper deck, so it wasn't up close. If I had video passes, I would have been as close to the stage as possible. But just having friends like that even ask us to go out and check it out, I was very, very happy with that. But I do have a clip though. If you want to check it out, I got a quick 94-second clip of the event just to see how the vibe went. So let's check that out, and we'll be right back with more Hype in the Streets.
Let's go.
Different right now. I want everybody in the whole arena to
Yeah, that's pretty much how my weekend went. I hope y'all didn't hear my singing in the background. I'm not the best singer in the world, but hey, I was feeling it, man. So yeah, I just had to sing and show some love to the artist, man.
Yeah, it's really dope. I listen to K Love as well, so I've heard a lot of those songs. I just didn't know the names that went with it. How many people did that venue hold, and what's it like being in a concert when they're praising, like that? Like, is there a lot of energy going on, or people go, what's the vibe like when that's going on?
Just the eye test alone, I think it might have had about 5,000 people in there, man. It was not a empty seat in that arena, man. It was like so many people. And everybody was nice. Like it was just a great vibe to be there. And not only is that music is consuming our culture, it's also coming over to hip hop, man. Of course, Lecrae, D1, 1K Few, everybody, like people are really turning more to faith-based type of music now because so much that is going on personally in our lives and also in society. So we're trying to find an outlet where we can at least hear some hope and not always hearing about glorifying drugs, sex, and violence and stuff. So, just to hear that, it was very refreshing, and it motivated me to come back and do this show. Yeah. And just try to be a positive light to everybody that tunes in to anything, the Hype magazine, of course, SBR Talk Series, DJ Dance Party, Hype in the Streets. And so I just feel it, and I just want to just project that and share that with everybody else too.
Was there a standout performance? Some of the Christian artists their names aren't as big, recognizable, but those songs stand out. Was there a moment when you were in the crowd vibing out to it where somebody just really knocked it out the park that you wasn't expecting?
Man, y'all need to check out this group called We the Kingdom. Like they come out of Memphis, man. They out of Memphis, Tennessee, and they sound great. Like they can do R&B, pop, and it's all like Christian based. So they sound very good, and it's a very diverse group too. So if you ever check them out, you go to any streaming platform and just look them up, or go on YouTube, and they definitely got a great sound.
Yeah, no, I love it, man. The music is great. It gives you a great energy. I start every morning listening to K Love just for that same thing you said, to just get that motivation, to positivity to start your day out. So I appreciate you sharing that with us.
Yes, absolutely. And you know, I'm not going to even hold up, man. We're going to go ahead and bring our guests on. We got an MC. He's been groomed by some of the legends in the game, man. We've got City the Great joining us. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing wonderful. I'm blessed. Peace. How y'all doing?
Hey, we're doing great too, man. It's a honor to have you on. So glad to have you on. Definitely shout out to Mr. Calm Clean Chill, Maverick Global Distributions. We're doing the Maverick artist rollout, so we're glad to have you on.
Definitely, definitely. Hey, it's an honor to be here. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely an
Yes,
honor to be here.
yes. So, what you have going on these days? I know you staying pretty busy yourself. Doing your thing. So, what you have going on today?
Well, I just came off for doing a show Sunday at SOBs. And then, Saturday I was part of the Spit or Quit for K Slay, the tribute for K Slay with Chuck D, Roy Jones, you know what I mean? So I just I was just that was just released Saturday, and even better, like this interview fell on a great day because today we released Mark Payne. Shout out to Mark Payne. Mark Payne have reached out to me, the legendary producer, and we put together a record called City Never Sleeps that just dropped today. You know what I mean? I'm featured on it. It's myself, Terror Van Poo, Rap God X, out on all platforms, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, I could go on for a minute, man. There's a lot going on, you know what I mean? There's a lot going on.
Yes, indeed. What is it like being around some of those vets, man, that's been in the game for decades, and they definitely have a stamp in the industry. What is it like to be surrounded in a room with greats like that?
I mean, it's a blessing, you know what I'm saying? Like, I recognize that not everybody gets that opportunity, you know what I'm saying? So it's definitely a blessing, and I'm like a sponge. I've learned a lot from them, you know what I'm saying? From Ed, Cool Rock Ski, you know what I'm saying? So they've taught me a lot about the business, a lot of things to look out for. Um, I mean, it was kind of surreal, you know what I'm saying? Like from being a kid, hearing these guys, and then
Right.
now being amongst them, even with Ralph McDaniels, like even building that relationship with Uncle Ralph, the fact that that was his show, watching his show was the inspiration to make me first write.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, man, all of these things are like blessings because like I said, this isn't something that just happens. You know what I mean?
How did you end up linking up with Special Ed and Cool Rock Ski in the first place? Like, what was the introduction, and how did you convince them to mentor you?
Oh, so it's a funny story with Ed. So with Ed, his first cousin Daniel, me and him are like best friends. You know what I'm saying? And for years he said Ed was his cousin, but I ain't believe him. You know what I mean? So um I came home from a bid and I was locked in on the music heavy, and then he came home. So when he came home, he was like, "Yo, I'm telling you, I'm gonna link you with Ed, man." And I'm like, "Yeah, right." You know what I'm saying? I'm like, "Sure." So I was going to Les Flow Studios. Shout out to my man Les Flow. Les Flow Studios in Williamsburg. Now I had just gotten off parole. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going there to record. So he comes through to the studio. I lay down a joint called "Do We Have a Problem?" Right? And he's like, "Yo, this is fire. I'm gonna bring it. I'm going to hang with Ed tonight at BB King's. I'm gonna bring it with me and let him hear it." I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "You with this Ed stuff is funny, man." I'm like, "Take
Yeah.
him song and whatever." You know what I'm saying? So the next day he called me. He like, "Yo, I was with Ed. I was with Dodds Effects." He's like, "Yo, I played it right, and Ed said to tell you to hit him up." So I'm like,
Wow.
so he gave me the number. So I called Ed, you know what I mean? And,
Right.
the rest is history from there. As far as Cool Rock Ski, that happened through a mutual party. It was a person that was part of my Certified Nation camp when I was first, getting the company off the ground. And they had a relationship with Cool Rock Ski, and this was the first year Cool Rock Ski was doing what's called the annual classic hip hop and R&B cookout.
Okay. Yeah.
So we jumped on board with it, you know, because how could I not? It's something for the community. We're from the same area, you know what I'm saying? And it's free food for the community, music. And once again, this is in East New York. You know, it's kind of a war zone. It's a forgotten neighborhood. But for that day, and we've been doing it. We did it 2 years straight. We took a year off, and we're coming back next year. But that one day, everybody's at peace. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, that's basically when I got involved in that. Then we built our rapport from there. You know what I'm saying? He loved the music. You know what I'm saying? So he just jumped on board. You know what I mean? He spoke, him and Ed speak. You know what I'm saying? And they're just helping to push things forward. You know what I mean?
So how do you handle that? Because so many times people get wolf tickets. They're promised all these. I got these relationships. I know such and such and everything, like you said. And you had to take the guy a little seriously because you did call the number. What was it about that situation you think that made you believe that it was possible? And then how did you respond when Special Ed mentioned you specifically on his Drink Champs interview? Like, you know, I mean, that had to be an amazing feeling for you.
Yeah, that was wild. So, and I've been with Ed for about 10 years, just grooming, learning, traveling with him and everything else. But one thing about me, I'm a hard worker regardless. Like, I just go. So when this opportunity was presented to me, you know what I'm saying? It was like, I look at it like, you know, let's see what happens. You know what I'm saying? Everything's worth a try. Let's see what happens. You know what I mean? Regardless of what, I'm still moving. I'm still in the mix. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's how that worked out with that. Like it wasn't a thing of me being concerned because throughout this journey, you're gonna get scammed. You're gonna get all these things are gonna happen. It's all right. You know what I mean? It's part of your journey. It helps you to help the next person. You can share that information with them. Like, yo, watch out for this. So that's the work ethic side. You know what I mean? Now, when Ed mentioned, I already knew that he shouted me out in Drink Champs because it was during his campaign pushing the special ed arts and literacy, which is his mentorship program, and stopping the violence. And I'm like kind of like you could say like I'm a case study of that. You know what I'm saying? By me taking the mentorship and everything, what it's done to change my life. So I already seen him speaking these things on the other platform. So he had told me about the Drink Champs. He's like, yeah, I shouted you out. I didn't expect, however, the wave that came from it. You know what I'm saying? The wave that came from it was beautiful because then everybody, it was like, it's go time. You know what I'm saying? We're all watching now. Yeah.
Yes, you have so many endorsements from the legends, man. Like that has to be major. That has to make you feel some kind of way for you to have all those endorsements already. What does that feel like to know that you have the backing of some of the people that have laid the foundation down for hip hop that say, "Hey, City the Great, we riding with you, man."
It's like I said, it's a blessing. It means a lot to me because it's like hip hop for me, right? Hip hop is the one thing. Like, I don't know a time when it wasn't hip hop like they do. You know what I'm saying? Like they fought for us to be able to do what we do today. You know what I'm saying? I was born into the culture, but the culture has been, for me, you know what I mean, the most stable thing, the one stable thing that I've always had in my life. So I take it very dearly to heart. You know what I'm saying? I'm a student. I study. I'm like a sponge. Every time I'm with one of them, I want to know every story. How did this come about? What, you know what I'm saying? So having that happen, like having like even from the West Coast to, like Cocaine and Corrupt and the South, like having all of these people that once again they laid the foundation for us to have, you know, faith in me. It feels good. You know what I mean? It feels real good. I don't let it go to the head enough. And I recognize, like I said, these are all lessons. Like, you know what I mean? It's humbling for me. You know what I mean? It's like, wow, like, and it's motivation. You know what I mean?
Now you said you performed at SOBs as a spitter because your bar game is amazing. Your delivery is definitely A1. How does it feel to perform headline SOBs? I mean, because in New York, that's like a staple out there. So how did it feel to get that opportunity? And what did your family and friends say when, you told them that you were going to headline that legendary venue?
I mean, I want to say like basically, really, it was another day at the office for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like it was a paid situation. You know what I'm saying? But I had already done the amphitheater. You know what I mean? I've done the poly, like I've done, you know what I mean? Other, like I performing is what I've done for years. You know what I'm saying? In about every venue. It felt good to be there to, you know what I'm saying? Because that was one venue that I haven't touched yet. Um, I mean, it was it was another day at the office. You know what I'm saying? I don't really want to get into like what it was, some of the things that went on, but it was good. We gave the crowd, I felt like we gave the audience something great. People came out to see me to support, you know what I'm saying? Um, it was like I said, another day at the office. I'm up there doing what I love to do with my homeboy, with my partner in crime. It's only right, you know what I'm saying? We've been riding this out for over 10 years together, you know what I'm saying? So it just felt good to do what I love to do, you know what I mean?
Now you mentioned K Slay, rest in peace, the legend. Of course, like I said, as you being a true spitter, it means a lot to be on that song. What was it you think about you or your talent that made them reach out to you? And do we have a release date or anything people can be on the lookout for when that's going to be released?
Oh, it's already here. It's on actually it should be on by now. I believe it should be on K Slay's YouTube channel.
Oh, dope.
Yeah, it's gonna Spit It Quick 2.0. Um I basically, I've been putting in the work. I've gotten, like I said, I've gotten a lot of stamps. Neuro and Van Silk, Rapper Mania, Van Silk reached out to me, you know what I'm saying? And this was the first time they reached out about things. So, it was an honor. You know what I mean? That's basically all I can say about it. It was like an honor. It was like, yo, like, you know what I'm saying? Because like we all as artists, we want our pen to be recognized. You know what I'm saying? We do this for the recognition of our peers and our elder statesmen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So and it's not like, like I said, like I do all different types of, like I'm a creator. It's not just like I'm getting up there just barring it out, you know what I mean? Like I have songs, I have records, you know what I'm saying? So but yeah, it felt good. It felt real good to be able to stand amongst them and fire off.
Now, with you being such an influencer in the music, we was talking about how people are gravitating to faith-based music or something that gives them hope. Do you feel that there's a cultural change to where people wants to hear that again instead of what we've been hearing for over the last decade?
Well, I think that it's the understanding. See, I think it's the understanding that we're in the spiritual war. Like this is what we're in some of the darkest times. You know what I mean? And I think what happened along the way, like I'm just gonna say, as far as hip hop, right? The soul of the music is missing.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to sound the same, therefore you're removing the soul from it. Like it's not no originality. There's no personality. There's nothing. Everybody's like carbon copy. You know what I'm saying? So, and I feel like what stands out for a lot of the artists that just are them, they're comfortable with them and they understand the assignment. Like what we do is a tool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can use it for good or you can use it for bad. Now, I'm not going to pretend like, when I was on a different type of time and I was younger and everything like that, I was at a different place. So that music was more abrasive. But as I grew, my music grew. Like you don't get gun bars from City to Great. Like that's not, you know what I'm saying? That's not what I do. This is I'm here to convey a message. I'm here to deliver skill. I'm here to deliver replay value by having layered, rhymes and everything. Something for the hip hop nerds and something for the average listener. You know what I'm saying? Where they can enjoy it. But yeah, I think that we're starting to understand the assignment, you know what I mean, as time goes on. Because it's like we can't, destructive music is only going to keep destroying us.
Yep. Thanks.
You know what I mean? I don't even say the N word in my music. You know what I'm saying? There's songs where people like, yo, this is hard. And they didn't realize I didn't even curse. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
penmanship.
Yeah, it's about making things. People want to do whatever seems cool, right? Most people are like victims of slaves to public perception, right? So if you make something seem uncool and make something else seem cool, people are gonna gravitate to it. You know what I mean? Like look at D1. D1's, speaking out. There's a few people that's speaking out. Right now I'm speaking out against Spotify, you know what I'm saying? Not afraid. Not afraid of this, you know what I'm saying? Because it's bigger than me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's about the generations to come. It's about the culture. You know what I'm saying? So I think people understanding the assignment.
So going off of that comment on the Spotify speaking out against it, what are you? I haven't heard much on that, so I'd love to hear your stance on that. What is your stance on the Spotify, and what is making you stand up the way you are and taking this risk?
So this is the thing. I've had multiple run-ins with Spotify, like, as far as payment goes, right?
Yeah.
This year, and once again, going direct to consumer was always a plan of mine. I just had to build the influence and build the core fan base, right? But the thing is that Spotify is not paying us when we're supposed to get paid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then when you lean on them to get paid, now they're doing this thing where they'll say, "Oh, it may be artificial streaming," or like it's just always some type of excuse why they can't pay you. So we're going there, and they're using. This is what people got to understand. There's no money in streaming in the first place, but our traffic that we bring there, right, helps them to then take those analytics and go to these big corporations and say, "Hey, advertise on my site." And they charge them XYZ hundreds of thousands of dollars or whatever the case may be, right? But they're not paying them. You know what I mean? So I decided like, hey, I leaned on them. I got my first quarter payment. I'm still owed money. You know what I'm saying? I'm owed my second quarter, third quarter. Yeah, because we're in the fourth quarter basically. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm not going to keep my mouth closed about that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm not afraid of the machine, you know what I'm saying? I'm not afraid of it. So yeah, so I'm advising other artists like, yo, listen, man, stop letting them fool you with the smoke and mirrors of, hey, I'm not gonna pay you, but here's a yearly wrap up. Look, 50,000 people listen to your music. Okay. But I just spent this much money making this song, making this project. I'm not getting that money back. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
No, I appreciate you speaking out on that because I agree. A lot of the legendary rappers or spitters that I know, they all done the same thing. They don't put stuff on Spotify no more. They go straight to their website. You can control your audience better that way. And like you said, you're not giving Spotify your traffic, so they can advertise and make money off you.
And not only that, but I look at it like this: like I do features, right? I don't stop the features from putting like I had this conversation the other day, right, with somebody I did a feature with, and they were going to release it, and I was telling them like I don't do Spotify. However, I'm not going to stop you from, if you want to go ahead. You know what I'm saying? Like do what you want to do. You know what I mean? But as far as a release from city to great, that's not touching Spotify. My stuff may still touch like Apple Music and stuff like that at a point, but it's going to be after I feel like it's ran its course on my website, citytogreat.com, by the way.
Yes.
Where if I give people the option where you can name your price, but nothing less than $1, but you can name your price for the music. Support the artist. You know what I mean?
That's dope.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, let's talk about this dope collaboration you have with legendary DMC. We got a song from you two that we're about to play. Tell us about that, the makeup, the composition of you all getting together for this song called War Cry.
Man, so me and Cool Rock Ski have a song called Realign, right? And we did a remix. for my upcoming album, The Syllabus. And I got Mikey D on it. Right. You know what I'm saying? So we had this idea of like, yo, it'd be cool for one to have Ralph McDaniels in the beginning, you know, introducing it. And then in the end, have DMC close talking at the end. Just, you know what I mean? So Cool Rock was having phone issues, so he gave me DMC number, and he was like, yo, call DMC and tell him this, that, and the third. And I'm like, I'm looking at the number like, yo, what am I supposed to say to DMC? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm looking at this. So I sat on the number for like 2 days. I'm like, how do I say, like, do I just, hey, man, you don't know me, but, you know, I know you're DMC. Like, so I shot him a text. He hit me right back. I told him about the record. I sent him the Realign record. He thought it was fire, and he was like, yo, but y'all got enough. Y'all, it's good the way it is. He's like, but what it is, because I want to do a song with you and me, just me and you. So
that's what's up.
Yeah, the phone was about to fly across the room. I was like, what? And I was like, all right, cool. So I took time, reached out to a bunch of producers I knew, trying to get the right sound, because I didn't want to do something old. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He's the art. He's who he is for a reason. So I wanted to, you know, I don't want to say challenge his pen. I don't want to use that word, but I wanted to like treat him like it was anybody else. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So Quincy Tones actually had a beat called War Cry. And I was like, this is it. And it fit because we did it. I started the process around hip hop 50th. So that's why it's based on like, yo, hip hop is at war. This is the ground. So we're merging, you know what I mean? We're bridging the gap at the same time to come together to fight for the culture. So, you know, and that's how we got it, man. I sent him the record. I sent him the verse, and he didn't respond to me at first. Right? I sent him the verse, and it was just dead. And I was like, damn. Did he like it or you know what I'm saying? But I knew that the awards was that weekend, right?
Right. Okay.
So that Sunday, he texted me and he was like, "Tomorrow night you'll have my stems, my vocal stems in your email." And I was like, "Oh, you liked it?" He was like, "Yes," like capital letters. You know what I mean? I was like, "Now we got War Cry, man. Word."
Absolutely. Well, we're gonna check out War Cry by City the Great featuring the legendary DMC, and we'll be right back with more hype in the streets.
About time for a war cry, though.
There's a war going on outside, man. There's a war going on outside. They trying to erase the history. There's a war going on outside. There's a war going on outside. They said we're gonna fade out. There's a war going on outside. There's a war going on outside. Know what y'all gotta say about that? Going on outside. There's a war going on outside. The boy been blessed to stand next to legends. So who's up next shouldn't be of question. All these sucker MCs know who the Jeff Sessions. Getting too old for this shit. Now that's a lethal weapon. City been down with the kings. You don't feel my presence, marveling. Wait to the end. I'm skipping through the credits in the house of hip hop with DMC. Salute the reverend. Feels like the Solar Jam Master J is in the session. 50 years of 4 elements. You ain't get it yet? Hip hop is the culture that raised me. That's the biggest flex, a celebration, just getting started. You ain't seen nothing yet. Only bar these guys is raising. It's just a pump they chest. Right or left, everything goes left when they come with checks. Now I said it best, there ain't no best. So what's the stress? Minimalist. Prefer an Impala, I don't need a Lex. Looks like it's time to step up, cause ain't no leaders left. Watch the Holy Grail run up over, till no leaders left. Need a breath, might just need a sec, just to speak to death. Change my name to preacher, this mic is the black hand of death. There's a war going on outside, boys. There's a war going on outside. 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 There's a war going on outside.
I'm really good at war and what I'm fighting for. Ready to explore all the blood and gore. I live by the code of the warrior. I'm hard to the core like the Cold Crush 4. At the Comic Con, I flex like Spawn. Walking through like a Don with my Adidas on. The best hip hop, I'm never wrong. The funky 4+1 at the Autobahn. So fuck your records and fuck your deals. And let's put some vinyl on the wheels of steel. Then we can see who's really real. the king of rock, bow down and kneel. For many a years, I was sipping on beers, drowning my fears and hiding my tears. But now I appear, all sober and clear, sounding my war cry for y'all to hear. My logo's known like Coca-Cola, but I'm not known for selling soda. The Rolling Stone coming like a boulder, and when I go to war, I'm like the Winter Soldier. I told y'all, don't fuck with me, don't fuck with me, don't fuck with me, don't fuck with me, don't fuck with me.
Yeah. Woo-hoo-hoo. I feel like marching to that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Go out in the streets.
War cry, man. Yeah, that was, I said it was a blessing to work with them. I'm also got a collaboration project coming out with the Alien Gang. You know what I'm saying? That's you know, shout out to Kid Vicious. You know what I mean? That it's gonna be it's a collection of incredible MCs.
Dope.
You know what I mean? Yeah. On one project. You know what I'm saying? So
now you had a bar on the song that stood out to me. Need to step up. There's no leaders left. Do you feel like you have a job to do right now because you're mentored by the legends? You have a pen game, the lyric game you have, and you have a positive message. Do you feel like it's falling on your shoulders to be, step up and be the leader right now?
Yeah, I feel like I'm one of them. You know what I mean? It's a job that we have. Is, you know, we're influential to people, so therefore that makes us, whether you don't want to accept what it is or not, that's what you are. We're all like leaders. We have a job to do. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I am one of those, especially when it comes to the culture.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. City the Great, I want to say thank you for taking your time to be on Hype in the Streets. Are there any shout outs you'd like to give?
Oh, yes, definitely. I definitely got to shout out the Certified Nation Entertainment team. You know what I mean? That's my family. I got to shout out the Alien Gang. You know what I mean? Cool Rock Ski, Special Ed, of course. You know what I'm saying? Definitely want to give a shout out to my man Chill, Maverick Global, Hype Magazine. And I got to shout y'all out, man, for having me here. You know what I mean? And having this platform for artists to come on and speak and tell their story. And you know what I mean? And spread the message. You know what I mean?
So you before you get out here, I want to you did the Sway in the morning, you did Coach PR freestyle, so you're still dropping freestyles, and like you said, you make dope songs. How are you balancing the two of those? Like, are you more in tune with staying a freestyle legend and keeping killing these freestyles you're doing, or doing the dope songs you're doing?
It's all part of the elements.
Yeah. So
whatever's calls for me, I'm prepared for it. You know what I'm saying? I know when I go on these radio stations, it's a thing. This is hip hop, so it's like, all right, if your pen is whatever, then hey, prove it. You know what I mean? So when I go on the platforms, I already know what they want me or they're expecting me to do when I walk in those buildings. You know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, all right, show us what you got, and I do what I got to do, and then all right, because I do this, like, honestly, I do this every day. Like, this isn't like I just rap when it's an assignment. You know what I'm saying? That's not what this is for me. This is a daily training and everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you definitely killed, man. I'm a big fan of you, so thank you for joining tonight.
Yes,
thank you. Thank you.
Yes, you have a great night, and we're gonna be right back with more Hype in the Streets.
Oh yeah. Tee Recx, you there?
Yes, I'm here. How you doing, D1? I just want to say, man, you're definitely a light in the darkness of our industry, and just seeing how you maneuver, you definitely moving like Jesus, man. Just being amongst the people, but not compromising what you believe in. I have two questions. One, at what age did you seek God and get saved? And two, how is the podcasting industry treating you?
Yeah, two great questions, man. So the first one, I was like 19 years old. You heard me? I was in college and I went to LSU in Baton Rouge. And my freshman year, brother, man, I think I had the toughest freshman year out of anybody who I know, man. In 1 year, I got cut from the basketball team because I used to hoop. So I got cut from the team. My girlfriend, we had been together since 10th grade. She ended up cheating on me with a few football players. Keyword a few, yeah, Jeannie, yeah, a few. So it was one of those situations. You heard me, that messed with me bad. My best friend, well, one of my best friends in New Orleans got murdered. My freshman year, he got murdered in Pontchartrain Park, and my roommate freshman year, that was my partner from high school, and we stayed in the same dorm room. And he started selling dope out freshman year. He wasn't that type of dude at all. Like this dude family had money and everything. Like he just was trying to fit in with the streets as a college student, which is weird. But we ended up falling out because he started selling dope. He ended up getting arrested and all that stuff and kicked out of school. But all that happened freshman year, bro. And so everything I had built my identity on got stripped away from me all in 1 year. And that's when I truly was like, I need to pledge allegiance to somebody or something that ain't gonna cheat on me, that ain't gonna cut me from the team, that ain't gonna, be able to get killed, or that just ain't gonna like switch up on me. And that's when I realized, like, man, God, yeah. And I could have found a lot of things. I could have found the streets. I could have found a whole lot of stuff that freshman year, but I found God, bro. So I was 19 when I made that decision to really like, hey, I'm giving my life to Christ. You heard me? And I'm gonna ride this thing called life all the way out on in God's army. And it didn't make me a different person. It just changed how I look at all the things that's going on around me. So it didn't make me not want rap. I had just started rapping, but I was like, if I'm rapping, I don't need to. I used to be rapping about killing people, and I ain't never killed nobody. I used to be rapping about selling dope. I ain't never sold no dope. I used to be rapping about smashing dude's old lady, and then dudes were smashing my old lady. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I just was like, nah, bro, like, why? Like, why? And I just started looking at the world different, bro. So it really helped me, man. And I would encourage anybody, like, when you put God first in your life and make everything else around you just make more sense about how we should be approaching this. So that's the answer to the first question. And the second question, podcast industry. DJ Head Rush said 99% of this industry is fake. I agree. You hear me? I might say 99.9. You hear me? So yeah, but we here to give people hope, man. They got to see that you could be peaceful and be positive and still be profitable. A lot of people just afraid that they ain't gonna make no money if they don't conform to the negativity. And I'm like, shoot, my bag up, and I ain't never have to bag up. You heard me? So like, people got to know that. But the podcasting industry, I just recently launched my podcast. It's called Flipping Tables with D1. You heard me? Flipping tables, just like Jesus had to go flip some tables one time when he saw how dudes was cutting up inside the temple, and being disrespectful to God. So it's called Flipping Tables with D1 because I think that's what I'm doing in this world, is flipping tables, man. Showing people like, I'm not weak. You're not finna punk me. You're not finna bully me. Like, nah, none of that. I'm standing on business for real. I just put my 4th episode out on my YouTube channel yesterday. So far, the industry is good, man. I kind of wish I'd have got into it sooner because I be going on Instagram Live so much that I'm like, man, that could have been a podcast all them years. I just be on Instagram Live just talking, you heard me? And I'm like, that could have been a podcast, but it's cool. It's cool, no regrets. And yeah, the podcast is out right now, and I'm looking forward to continuing it, man. Like, I don't want to be a quitter, so I'm at least gonna do it for like I'm gonna stick with this thing for at least a year. And as long as the people keep watching it and keep sharing it and all that, we almost got 200,000 subscribers at this point on my YouTube channel. As long as people keep sharing it and engaging with the content, I'm gonna keep on providing it.
That's awesome, man. God bless you, man. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely.
Yeah, we had D1 on Tee Recx New Music Wednesday Zoom call, and man, he dropped so much knowledge. He was on there for almost 2 hours, so it was quite pleasing to have him on to drop some knowledge for us.
Was that the longest guest we've had on Tee Recx? I know you've been on a lot of the New Music Wednesday calls. Was D1 the longest guest we had?
Probably this year. No, LL, he was on for, it was over an hour, almost 2 hours as well. Like when people come on and they see the love that they receive from us, you know, the DJs and media and stuff that's on the Zoom call, they don't mind talking and staying on there all day.
And with D1, like you said, the message is amazing. You know, he's preaching the word the way he is, but his music is also really dope. What was the standout tracks? I know he played a few songs for him. What was the standout tracks, or what's the priority record breakers and DJs should be helping him with?
Well, I know he got a track with Project Pat, and then he also did a response track to Kendrick Lamar, because, you know, Kendrick Lamar shouted out D1, and so that really increased the attention for him. And we was vouching for maybe Kendrick Lamar would have D1 come out Super Bowl halftime with it being in New Orleans, and that's where D1 is from. So, hey, you never know. That would be a very big cultural shift if you have a Christian hip hop artist to come out at Super Bowl halftime to perform. That would be something legendary that we would never forget.
Do you think D1 is the one that spearheaded? Because, you know, like Project Pat has changed, Young Dro changed, T.I.'s changed. There's a lot of major artists that are coming, you know, to the faith. Do you think D1 is one of the major ones that grab people's attentions?
Yes, him and Lecrae, 1K Few, those guys. If you be around enough people that you see God in, you eventually would gravitate and want to learn more about God and Christ. And people like him in the industry, that is a very big help, because a lot of times people might not open the Bible, but if they see an example or someone that's God-like or trying to walk by faith, then you be like, hey, you know, I think I want to do that now. I think I want to just turn away from the world and all the stuff that I've been doing and see what Jesus is like and what God is like. And so D1, he never compromised his faith. He, like I was telling him, I said he's doing what Jesus did. Yeah. Be amongst the sinners, but he didn't compromise his faith or anything. And I think people respect that. Just be yourself. That's what it all comes out to be. Just be yourself. You don't have to change just because you in a different room.
Yeah. Got to shout out Project Pat too. He recently became a preacher. So not only is he doing the music, but he's going into the prisons. I've seen him do that a few times in person. Like, it's really dope how people are changing. You know, we all change as we get older, and when you get a little older and, you know, you change, it's great to see our legends going to this positive lane and creating, you know, a place for more people to come to. It's becoming cool now to be a follower of Jesus. Like it used to be, you were kind of, you know, a weirdo or something like that. But now we're starting to stand out more. Like we're doing a whole hype in the streets right now, and everything's faith based, not intentional. It's just how God is working today. But it's a great sign about the energy that's in music and entertainment in general to fight all the negative stuff that's going on. We all know the bull crap that's involved right now. But let's stay focused on positive stuff and stuff that's uplifting people.
Yes, and I actually have a clip. You was talking about the BS stuff from Pastor Keon Henderson about don't give to the poor, but give to the rich. Let's check out this clip. I want to hear your commentary on this, so we'll be right back.
Multiplication. Here's the other problem with the church is that anytime a person is in need, y'all go to running and dropping money. But let me tell you something, the poor will be with you always. And there is no blessing connected to blessing the poor other than getting back what you gave to them, but no multiplication. Multiplication is segregated for tithes and offering. When you give to the poor, the only thing you do is help them, but you don't help yourself. So when you give $1 to somebody on the street talking about I did my job, God like, thank you, but it ain't gonna help you. Bible. Charity does not bring wealth. What? Only the tithe does that. Matter of fact, you don't believe me? Guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna preach on it.
I would have walked out of there so quick with my hands up. Yeah. Like people, if you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. Yeah. And I could tell that people was kind of uneased by what he was saying. I would have got up and walked out.
Yeah.
No hesitation.
So we got somebody to comment, asks Tech 9 on the screen with us. So once again, Tee Recx, we got a Tech 9 fighting. But no, that's why I wanted to make sure we sent this clip. I seen it started going viral today, and it's so disturbing to me because you're saying don't help the less fortunate. You're saying don't help the people that God put us here to help. Like everybody needs help, and if you don't understand how success works, you get farther in life by helping other people. I said that last week, and I'll stand on that. So this preacher, he's mixing stuff with the tithes and multiplication. That's a separate thing. Yes, you're supposed to pay your tithes, and yes, God will multiply that for you. But nowhere in the Bible does it ever say don't help the less fortunate. Like if you're a real follower of Jesus, which that's all I am. Like let's get it truthful. I follow Jesus. I don't care about all the other stuff that everybody gets caught up in. If you follow Jesus, you help the less fortunate. You go where they're not welcome, and you make sure that if they need help, you help them because that's going to impact other people. If somebody sees me help a homeless person, that shows them what it's like to be a follower of Jesus. And they'll come to you and say, hey, dog, why'd you do that? Oh, because Jesus told me to do that. Oh, well, let me know more about this Jesus person. Why are you giving your hard-earned money away to someone? And it's disturbing because not knocking the pastor or anything like that, but some of these messages, when they get clipped like this, maybe there was more to it we missed. But that little clip that's going viral right now is disturbing from my point of view because I'm always trying to help people. Period.
Absolutely. You're supposed to be a cheerful giver. You're supposed to give to the poor. You're supposed to help. I do understand we do have crooks in the pulpit that takes off with the tithe money. They driving the Cadillacs and then everybody else in the church is very poor and stuff. I get that. But the people that's really called to preach, they make sure they go outside of those church walls and preach to the community and try to uplift. That's what I feel like a real spiritual person is about when they are amongst the people, not just hiding and being around the same familiar faces. When you actually go out into the communities, go to just anywhere that doesn't have that light and be a light for someone. I get that. And that's what I try to do. And I know that's what you try to do as well too. We all fall. Trust me. You don't see, I'm not perfect at all. You know what I'm saying? But I wear that as a badge of honor because I know I'm trying to do God's work, regardless if I'm in the club or if I'm outside. If I feel like that God is using me and wherever I'm located physically, I'm going to try to do what I can with my craft. You know what I'm saying?
I want to add to that too. Shout out to Pastor Mike Todd from Transformation Church in Tulsa, Oklahoma. He said it best, man. Like, if you believe in God as your provider and Jesus is your provider, you don't have to worry about where your money's coming from next. So you're supposed to give that money to that less fortunate person because your money was meant for them. And if you give it to that person, that may be the thing that changes their life. Either they feel like nobody cares and you give them $20 and now they believe, oh, I'm important. Or what if helping that person 5 years later, you're in a situation where that family member to that person remembers you helped them and now they want to help you too. It all can come back full circle without malintention. So you got to help the less fortunate because that's how you get your blessings.
Yes. And see, the blessing might not come from that person. It might even be monetary. It's going to come in another form. It might come from somebody that you might hate. You might not even like this person. People that you don't like bless you too. Because we always looking at the messenger, but don't listen to the message. And now, I know we might have disagreements with people, and we might I really don't care too much about that person. But see, that person could be speaking something to me that I might need to pay attention to, regardless how I feel about the messenger. And that's how we had to look at it, man. We got to look at it with a different set of eyes. Like religion wise, see, religion to me reminds me like politics. Like I don't deal with the religion stuff. I am spiritual, and so I feel like I'm going to do what I have to do. No judgment. But if I see that it's something that you might be doing that's causing harm to you, short term or long term, or even affecting your family members or your loved ones, then do it with love, man. Just try to speak love to them, like, just try to uplift. And that's all we got to do. Like I was saying last week, we got to stop this clown culture and this competition. We doing stuff that was pushed and our DNA 400 plus years ago about being a competition and this clown culture. We need to stop that. We all need to look in the mirror and try to do better and try to help others, man. Because at the end of the day, we all gonna be in this dirt.
Yeah, that's the perfect segue, because J. Cole just dropped his song last night, and he speaks on why he dropped out of the battle, and I think that goes on to this conversation we're having. I know you have the clip for that, so yeah, let's run the clip. Let's listen to the song, and we can speak about how this always tying in. Doing the right thing sometimes is the hardest thing to do, but when you do the right thing, you win in the end. Like J. Cole, he's gonna show it in the song.
Absolutely, much respect to J. Cole.
Young Jermaine walked the straight and narrow, minimum wage jobs for the narrow, but still my mind was on the zeros. I fiend for the perks that was seen flipping birds, so we was skipping church, but my eyes was on the sparrows. Niggas flipping pies, spending thousands on apparel. Shit, I wanna shine too, I want dimes too. Jealous niggas wanna know just how my rhymes blew. Mono y mono, I'm Bono, I'm you times two. Now I'm bougie, I done outgrew the fountain blue, but never forgot the spot where I developed my plot. To dwell at the top, the veil where all my skeletons locked. If I could do it all over, then I never would swap. I seen good, I seen bad, had my melanin mocked. I seen lifelong friends turn to devilish ops. I was Mike in red leather trying to tell him to stop. You better beat it for you see that heavy metal get popped. He was a mean ass wing with a hell of a shot, but if no team draft king, he gon' bet on the block. He wanna ball till he fall until the federals knock, and sit his ass on the bench for moving careless with rock. You can't relate unless your father was not around, and your mother went out and found someone else and then brought around, and they salaries then combined. When they married and brought you out of that poverty, then you moved to a soft little part of town, so that when you back in the hood, you feel awkward about it now. Then your confidence start to drown, but the rapping gave you some positive thoughts, so you jot them down. You jot them down. Ride to it, 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 ride to it. Y'all niggas ain't stopping me. 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 Yeah. Benjamin Button, cold flows, reverse time. To find deliveries good as mine, you gotta search primes. I'm scaling heights higher than birds can perch, trying to be something, hoping that peace comes to my cursed mind. One thing's for sure, that I've matured from my first rhyme. I learned long ago, you can't please them all and it hurts trying. In this game where all you've got is your name like dirt, I'm smirking at niggas trying to besmirch mine. Absurd times, where the fake get told it is wise. I can see hate in both of your eyes, but the third's blind. So you search lines, but you struggle, which explains the puzzled look on the dull faces the word finds. I hate when raps become but like do not disturb signs. Can't knock it if I see it's about to do. They instigate the fuckery because it's profitable, but singing stop the violence tunes with dudes in hospitals. I pulled the plug because I seen where that was about to go. They wanted blood, they wanted clicks to make their pockets grow. They see this fire in my pen and think I'm dodging smoke. I wouldn't have lost the battle dog, I would've lost the bro. I would've gained a foe, and all for what? Just to attain some old props from strangers that don't got a clue what I've been aiming for since the age of 14. Jermaine is no king. If that means I gotta dig up dirt and pay the whole team of algorithm bot niggas just to sway the whole thing on social media, competing for your favorable memes to be considered best, to live and rest, the weight of both things. I understand the thirst of being first that made them both swing, protecting legacies. So lines got crossed, perhaps regrettably. My friends went to war, I walked away with all they blood on me. Now some will discredit me, try wipe away my pedigree, but please find a nigga out that's rapping this incredibly. My dog texted me, I share the words he said to me. If you refuse to shoot the gun, don't mean the gun ain't deadly. I guess in that metaphor, hypothetically, the gun is me. I texted back like, guess a gun ain't what I'm trying to be, my nigga. They stripped me of my spot and now I'm finally free, my nigga. They say I'm picking sides, hey, don't you lie on me, my nigga. To start another war, hey Drake, you'll always be my nigga. I ain't ashamed to say you did a lot for me, my nigga. Fuck all the narratives. Tapping back into your magic pen is what's imperative. Reminding these folks why we do it. It's not for beefing, it's for speaking our thoughts, pushing ourselves, reaching the charts, reaching your minds, deep in your hearts, creeping to find emotions to touch, something inside to open you up, help you cope with the rough times and shit. I'm sending love cause we ain't promised shit. My nigga, y'all niggas ain't stopping me. Yeah, y'all niggas ain't stopping me. 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 Y'all niggas ain't.
Yeah. Man. Shout out to J. Cole, man. That was cool. Like, he took the high road, and I respect him for that. I know he took a lot of backlash because, you know, in the hip-hop culture, battle rap is king and a lot of things, but it can also ruin things for you too. And he didn't want to lose a bro. Like he said, he didn't want to lose a bro, so he took a back seat to it, and I respect him for that.
When did it become in hip-hop that you have to diss someone to become the king? Like, why does J. Cole have to diss Kendrick and Drake in order to prove he's one of the best lyricists we've ever had in this game? Like, why does it have to take that step in order for him to get his accolades? Because the song he dropped before he dropped out was probably still one of the best songs that came out of the whole thing, if it's not on a commercial level. So people downgraded him because he took the higher road, and that's what we're talking about tonight. Sometimes you got to take the higher road, and he could have kept going. He could have became Kendrick's enemy. He could have went at Drake, but all that would have done is separate his friends, and he don't need that stuff. Like, if you know anything about J. Cole, he's never been with the glitz and glamour. He just wants to be known as the best MC, period. So when his new album comes out, you're going to see something different. Like, all these people that naysayed him, all these people that said he chickened out or he ain't the man with the bars, like, you're going to see with J. Cole, he's dropping every feature telling you, like, I am better than all of these artists. If you ain't getting on no rah-rah stuff, if we ain't talking about hurting nobody or doing negative stuff, I'm going to be the best one because I've always been positive. Now, like I told you before this, I'm a huge Kendrick fan. I think Kendrick is one of the best storytellers we've had in the game. So it would have been a fun thing to see that back and forth, but I'd rather see J. Cole and Kendrick finally drop that joint album we've been promised since day one. So you can never come back from that too. So as a fan of hip hop, I don't want J. Cole to diss Kendrick because then there's no more chances of ever thinking we'll get that group, that joint project or another song together. Anything. But from your viewpoint, T, how do artists deal with that? Like, you know what I mean? The public is wanting blood, but their soul and their personality says peace. And if they go peace, then they're shunned. Like, how do you think artists deal with that?
It's just the same like it is just regular life, peer pressure. Like, it's just all about how far, how much you can take before you decide to step over that line. And you got to have tough skin, especially being in the hip hop culture, because you have fans, you have the media that's clamoring for some kind of drama, or they want this MC to attack this MC. And sometimes it could cross the line to where it becomes personal. It's no longer business. It's no longer art. It's becoming very malicious.
Yeah.
And J. Cole, the way he writes and the way Kendrick Lamar writes, like, it could become malicious to where it could become personal. And we saw that with Drake.
Yeah.
Which now they not friends, Drake and Kendrick Lamar, but I hope one day that they can sever ties and come back together. But when you can write and have that penmanship like that, you can cut a lot with your tongue, man. And you know, if you speak it, it has power. We have power in our words, and them words can be damaging. And J. Cole he just said, hey, you know, I'm gonna let y'all have that because he want to have some sanity, man. We live in a crazy world, and you got crazy fans, and you just never know how far that could have gone. You know,
well, and he knew, like, people don't know, Kendrick and Drake ain't been friends for a long time. There was a falling out over something. You know, nobody's going to know what it really was, but that's been brewing. So if I'm J. Cole and I'm cool with both of you, I'm not getting involved with that because I know. No. And now let's look at it, hindsight 2020. Do you think Drake would have did what he did if he knew for almost 30 weeks the #1 song in the country is going to be calling him a pedophile? If every song he's dropped since is flopping, like I was telling you, he just dropped a new song tonight on his own Instagram, and people are not enjoying the music no more because he doesn't have that cool factor no more. And I think Ray Daniels always says this: hip hop is always about being the cool person. Right. So once you're no longer cool, people don't really like the music. So like it's interesting to see now where we're at today and looking back at what it was before. You think Drake would have stopped you're not gonna drop, dog? Oh, you ain't got nothing to drop, dog? He kind of pushed Kendrick. And then every time somebody tells you leave me alone, they say let sleeping giants lie for a reason, because Kendrick told him, leave me alone, dog, I got shit. If you mess with me, not only do I got shit, I've got all these years I ain't dropped shit. They all got starter verses for you. I'm waiting for you to come out this closet. And then not only am I going to come out, but I've told you don't lie on me, and you lied. So now that you lied on me, all gloves off. And now I'm going to make you the talk. Like, and I was listening to my kids. They're 12 years old. They're listening to K-Dot or listening to the Not Like Us singing every word for word. And then we played Drake, and they're like, yo, turn that Drake off, Dad. We don't mess with pedophiles here. I'm like, whoa, you're 12. Right. And that's how impactful this beef was. Like, this beef will go down in history as probably the second most impactful beef side to Tupac and Biggie.
Yes, I agree with that. I just hope that they find a common ground and actually be men about it and apologize and move on from it. But we're going to be wrapping up the Hype in the Streets. So y'all make sure y'all check out the Hype Magazine presents DJ Dance Party. We got a special guest coming up next week, Marco Rich. He's an R&B sensation from Georgia, and I know Money Matt has his SBR Talk series. Who you have coming up? We're going to close out with this clip from.
Yeah, salute to Sincere with SBR Talk series. My family, KD, from Atlanta, hit us. He got us Waco the Kid. He's from California. The cool thing about him, man, is he's a really dope artist. He's touring with ICP and stuff like that. But he's got his own weed strain. And he's got, ICP has their own strain. Soulja Boy has his own strain. I'm trying to get us a connection with that T, so we can have that for Hype in the Streets too. But yeah, man, it's exciting because he started with like Bob and T.I. with Grand Hustle, and just kept grinding and grinding. Like, a lot of people think people are overnight celebrities. There's no overnight celebrities in this game. They just had to wait 10 years before they got that opportunity to show you they're a star. So yeah, man, I'm excited for that interview on Monday. And man, great show tonight. I know we went a little bit over. Shout out to See the Great, dope artist. But I appreciate it, man. I think this conversation, God's blessing this conversation tonight, man. Like, this is why I do this, T. This is the only reason I'm doing this. I want people to tell their stories because God is, I said, I want to be a vessel to help people. And God is saying, do Hype in the Streets. So these are the conversations we need to be having because it's a perspective that other people aren't going to show.
Absolutely. I'm blessed to be working with you. Definitely shout out to the Hype Magazine team. You always tell your loved ones you love them today because tomorrow's never promised. You love God and love people. We're going to close out with a clip from Waco the Kid. He will be on SBR Talk series next Monday. So y'all check this out as we ride out, and y'all have a great night, and we'll see y'all again.
Salute.
It's pouring down. Pretty face, pretty way, she from a boring town. I swear to God, my head going through a maze. Wake up in the morning, she was gone without a trace. And I wanna love you, I'm addicted. I can't quit it. I'm sick in the head, I think I need some medicine. Asking where my heart went, down there with the skeletons. My heart was left in the grave. Being stuck in the rain. Being stuck.
As an artist, we should reflect the time.
Why you so talented?
Cause I'm black.
Why you so amazing?
Cause I'm black.
It's really important that we build characters so that people understand their story matters.
2 Chainz and I both are just really into good food.
And when you know you are royalty, you will only aim in life to be royalty.
We're doing it right now. I don't give a damn what they say about me. Yes, I called your ass out. I know I shouldn't be saying this kind of.
Shout out to Hype Magazine Network.
Shout out to the Hype Magazine Network.